Hey guys, it's Michael Sanzone. I didn't believe in God. Like I was just like, I don't want to go down that road again. I felt like I had no one else I could just lean on. And I was like, I'm just gonna give you all the power, all the glory. You tell me where you want me to go and I'll just follow. And then when I started going to church, I was like, and this feels like purpose. And you're watching The Upload.
Bring it back. Now let's let it loose.
Let it loose. Okay, well, I always do the whole, the intro thing and introduce who we've got on the podcast.
How exciting.
I'm going to do that for you.
Let's hear my intro.
A rising artist, viral content creator, such a big following. You have this gift of just turning real life emotions and relationships into music that hits home for so many people. Millions of fans across social media. You're stepping even further into the spotlight right now. You're using your platform, your music to just spark these deeper, meaningful conversations about life, identity, and what really matters in life. Y'all welcome Michael Sanzone to the podcast.
Man, God.
I like that.
Is that good?
I like that. Millions of followers.
You just hit the million on Spotify too?
Yeah. I mean, I'm back down again. It's like 950, but I just dropped another song, so it'll probably get to like 1.1, 1.2. We'll see. We'll see, hopefully.
Okay, This is a silly question, but like, what does that feel like, hitting a million mark? I feel like that's kind of a cool landmark.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like, it's been such a goal for so long. And now that I'm there, it's like, now to 5 million and then to 10 million. But it's been really cool. It's nice to know that there's growth every year and not, going downward.
Yeah, well, I know you and Mark have a relationship. You guys are really good friends, and I'm excited to kind of dive deeper into your story and things about you. But I want to bring back to something we were just talking about when the microphones are off, because it's a really real conversation about cussing. Okay, we were talking about this before. And if you don't mind me sharing.
No, absolutely.
You were talking about how you were like, oh, you have to remind me that, I have to, keep my words to a minimum on this podcast. And we were just talking about kind of just the convictions of like, having a relationship with the Lord and just like your walk with Christ and like what it looks like, and how I used to cuss like a sailor. Like my, people's lives are different, throughout their process and their journeys, and how I didn't stop cussing until I really had this like conviction from the Lord where he was just like, clean it up. And I was just like, okay. And it was just like this weird feeling where I was just like, anytime I would say something, it was, one of my friends said this to me, and I feel like I've said it on the podcast before, but I'll say it again for somebody who might not have heard that. But it was just like, when you see a little kid, like I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. So when you see a little kid and they say a cuss word, you're just like, oh, don't say that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And she was just like,
reflection. Think
about how God sees you when you say a cuss word. And I was just like, ooh, okay. Maybe I should stop saying those words.
Gosh, I know, when I hear it like that, I'm like, bad. It's just like, it's like my nature. Like I find myself cussing out of like passion.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to try not to do it now, but like when I love something, I'll be like, I effing love that. And it's because I'm like emphasizing on it naturally. That's like my go-to. I probably shouldn't, but it's just like so burned in there. I'm trying to cut it back.
But I think Peter probably... there's no biblical text that like specifically says it that I have yet to discover, but I do think like Peter's personality, he must have been Italian like you. I feel like there's just like he definitely spoke with his hands. He does a pretty good Trump impression, Bo too, but it's pretty out of control. Not very popular to talk about right now, but
yeah.
I was like,
I went to Shane Gillis the other night, and he was doing the Trump impressions. It's just like, it's so spot on. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I don't really know a lot about you, so I'm excited to know your story and kind of go there with your faith journey and just kind of like where you're at right now. What does faith mean to you?
Definitely newer to it. I feel like I was brought up Catholic, and I was really young when I was going to church, so like I didn't really know what was going on. And Christianity is a little different from Catholic. It's just like, it feels like more relaxed and like more up to date almost. But I've just been going through a lot in life, and I find myself like really trying to find my way with God and having more purpose in that, and like going to Mark's church and realizing everyone there is like very human, and they also have like, battles that they go through. And I don't know, it's been giving me a lot of purpose recently where I'm like, I now know what I'm living for. I know like the type of people I want to be surrounded by. And like, I'm just like in a really lonely season of life. And I think having God by my side and being able to like pray and just know that he's there and watching the journey, and like I'm just going to let it go in his hands has been really, really cool. So faith just means kind of everything right now, I think.
And you said lonely season, which I think so many people, whatever the catalyst is, you know, for me, it was going through my teenage years and just feeling like just the whole, you know, the game, the judgment, popularity thing, and like feeling so lonely, like you have to be this, you know, put on this performance to belong anywhere and for people to like you. And you get to a place where you are like surrounded by people, but so lonely. What does the lonely season, how does that look? You know, has that been a catalyst, and what's kind of been some of the lonely kind of feelings that you've been?
Well, recently I went through a breakup that really sucked. That was like very public. Everyone in the world knows it. It's just like, it just sucked, but I've never been alone. Like since the moment I left my parents' house, I went into like the content house, and then
the content house, that's right.
The hype house, and lived with friends for so long. And then it was me and my girlfriend at the time living together for almost 4 years. So it's now that I'm not with her, I live by myself. I don't have a lot of the friends that I did. I live in a whole new state. Everything is new. It's just like a very lonely season, but it's been good because I'm learning a lot about myself. I learned that I relied so heavily on other people for like my happiness. And then now that I'm like forced to be by myself, it's teaching me to like enjoy and not put so much pressure on my shoulders, and realize that like everything will be okay eventually. And it's just a lonely season, but it's good. I don't know. I think it's been good for me.
So there's purpose in it, is what you're saying.
A ton.
Like
A ton. I think, it's just been, the amount of time I've had to spend like in my own head has been insane, but like, I think it's been good. I think it's definitely brought me closer to God 100%, because I felt like I had no one else I could just lean on. And I was like, I'm just going to give you all the power, all the glory. You tell me where you want me to go, and I'll just follow. And it's been me waking up early, making my bed is my first thing I do. I go on runs. I try and work out, lose weight,
Heck yeah.
eat healthy, like do all the things so I can just like prep for whenever.
Six packs are godly. That's in the Bible. Like 100%.
I'm trying to get there. I'm not there yet, but soon.
Well, and I think it's really cool because I feel like we really haven't had anybody on the podcast talk about just their journey at the beginning. Like you said, like if you're kind of newer to like your walk with God, and I think it's such a like purposeful time in your life, because I remember you say the lonely season, and that's where God met me when I lived out in LA. I was making so much money and I was living the proverbial dream that everybody talks about. I was, interviewing stars, and I was on red carpets every weekend, and I was doing all these cool things, and I was so lonely. I was so empty. There's just nothing. There was no purpose and no really fulfillment in what I was doing. And I felt that. So like maybe like a kind of a different lonely season, but that's what drove me to be like, okay, what else is there? Like I obviously knew who God was. I grew up in church. We were at Vacation Bible School and all the things, but I didn't have my own personal relationship with God. And so I walked into church and I was just like, this is what I've been missing. And it really, that started the beginning of really my like relationship with the Lord. So I think, like these lonely seasons and these seasons that we go through, they're not by accident. Mm-hmm. I think that's where the Lord is like really, asking you to draw near. I mean, Jesus, anytime he performed a miracle, he left and he, went to pray and like to be alone with God. And it was just like, after hard stuff, like you really start to question like what else is there? Like there's got to be more out there. So I love this journey for you because I feel like it is a hard one, and probably it seems fresh and like hard to speak about, but such an important conversation for so many people listening, because not everybody watching or listening to this might have a relationship with God yet, or maybe they're kind of in the same similar situation. And telling your testimony and being open about your life that's how we talk about the Lord and how we get people closer to Christ. So I'm just already excited about this conversation.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you because you're a good person, but I love you because you're so real.
Thanks. I try.
You are, dude. It's just,
I found it more recently being like very open, honest, and authentic on the internet has been a lot easier, and a lot of people have enjoyed it. My comments are all just like, "We like this era of Michael," and I'm like, "Thanks. You don't know what I went through to get here."
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But they do actually. So
the realness factor, and like I went through a season really of like, man, Christians are just like so judgmental, hypocrites, not willing to be honest, like all pretending that we're all perfect and we got it together because it's all tied to shame, and then we now like make everyone else pay for it because I'm going to judge you, harshly or whatever. And so, but what I love about it is I'm interested in you walking in to church more recently, having grown up with a Catholic background, of like, what's your experience with fresh eyes? Because I feel like I want those fresh eyes. I feel like my eyes are a bit tired when it comes to the church, which I don't think is a terrible thing, but it has been at times of like a pain point. So
I think Tennessee Christians are a lot more on pace than LA Christians. Like,
interesting.
I don't know. I've been to church in LA, and like a lot of these kids will be like, I love God. And then the next weekend I'll see them do coke in a bathroom and sleep with random chicks. I'm like, really? Like, all right, that's what we're doing. But like over here, I feel like a lot more that I can tell that the journey that people are on at your church, like just feels real. Like it feels like these people are good people, especially a good example of like just people here versus LA. After my breakup, people in LA would call me and be like, you can get back on the horse. Let's go out. Let's go sleep around. I'm like, wow. And the people here were like, bro, let's get in the gym. Let's get to church. Let's just get you on the right pace. I'm like, that's the difference of what I experienced between here and LA. But
that's good.
Yeah, in the Christian community, I know I would definitely say it's like pretty judgmental, but I feel like that's.
But it sounds like you haven't
experienced
that. I mean, you kind of.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I feel like in my own journey the last year.
Well, I feel it's definitely harder for you. I mean, like everything you do is going to be heavily judged because you're the captain of the church right there, and like everyone's like, no matter what you do, you're the one preaching all that. Like me going there, obviously, maybe people might have like a standard for me. If you're going to go to church, stand by what you're doing. And I try, like recently, I've just been trying to be the best version of myself. And whatever that may be is just like, that's my own walk right now, is trying to just honor him. And I know like maybe my potty mouth isn't the best thing and I can work on that. But like just overall, I'm just trying to be a good person.
So what was that transition like for you of like Mark said, you're walking into church, your like flesh is telling you, I'm not supposed to be here. Like people are going to judge me. Yeah. You get there and you start to have these encounters with God. What was that like for you?
Refreshing. I think growing up, I had this like idea of religion with like Catholic, like, I don't know, it was just like really intense. And I was just like, I don't know if I like this feeling, like this almost culty feeling, uncomfortable. But once I started going and I was just like, man, these are other people that like also just believe in a higher power that is, giving them purpose in life. And the more I went, I just like found connection with good people. And I was like, I just enjoy coming here. Like it's very just refreshing, I guess, is a good word for it.
Yeah. And I think we were talking before about how God uses people to speak to us. And if you think about the Bible's written by a whole bunch of different people that God spoke through. And so that's why I care so much about judgment and grace and also just being honest and real, is because I think who we are as Christians communicates a message about who God is. And I want to be the best representative of God and his unconditional love. Like, and I think this is be an interesting thought for us to dissect together, but acceptance and approval are different things. Like, I might not approve of everything that you do or everything that you say, and you might not approve of everything that I do and that I say, but we can accept each other fully. Yep. Like, I can accept you as a brother and love you wholeheartedly, regardless of whether we disagree on these different things. And I think we agree on a lot of things, but there's always, I think the church makes such a big point about, well, you don't have a phone case, you're an idiot. And it's like, whoa, hang on, we're messing up like one of the most important commands of like, love your neighbor as yourself. Like, isn't this above everything else? And then we can figure out the details through the lens of love. And so I think, man, I love the idea of love coming first, and that our life, the two greatest commandments would be love God with your whole heart, your soul, your mind, and your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. And they're the two greatest commandments above every single thing.
I've found that recently only spreading positivity is like probably the easiest and most fulfilling thing I've been doing. It's like when I just jogging out, I see someone like maybe someone that's slightly overweight, also jogging, doing their thing, giving them a fist bump, being like, you got this. Like things like that have just been making my day. I can visibly see it's like making someone else's day. I'm like, why do people not do this more often? Like just all day being more positive has just like given me some sort of fulfillment that is.
It's what we're made for.
Yeah.
We're made for that. Like it's like crazy, and how the enemy wants to stop us, like insecurity, envy, jealousy,
Absolutely.
or like offense, all these different things the enemy wants to stop us from doing that. But man, it's free to do. And just when people realize like what you're saying is really powerful, that it's tied to my fulfillment in a way that I didn't know, like even understand to that level, it's convicting to me even.
No, and I think it's so important because I mean, you probably deal with it a ton. You've got a ton of followers on social media, and like even like hate comments or like people sending you mean messages over stuff that they don't know the details about or whatever it is. It's just like the hateful stuff is just so, like you said, it's just not fulfilling.
It's also sad. Like anytime I've never, luckily, I mean, gosh, I've never really like had like a ton of like negative comments. But even when I see people that like spread negative comments, you ever click on their page, majority of the time they don't have any posts up. They're just like people that only hate things, and it's just sad. Like at the end of the day, I feel bad for them. I'm not like, man, this sucks and I can't believe this person said this. I'm like, I really hope they're okay. Because like if this is what you think to do when something's a little off or like you disagree, you're probably a really sad person. Like it's just funny, really unfortunate.
This actually happened not too long ago. So I host a radio show, and somebody sent me an email, and it was just like, you just seem fake. Like, can you just disagree with somebody for once in your life? Like, just was being so mean in this email. And I just like kind of like laughed a little bit, and I like responded to them, and I was just like, nope, genuinely, like everybody that is in this office calls me like the positive Patty of the office. Like I'm going to be your annoyingly positive friend. Like that's just my character. Like that's just who I am. And I was just like, sorry you don't like it. And I was just like, but my friend hosts this show on this station. If you'd like to listen to them, maybe you like that better. And it was just like a really sweet message that I sent them.
You responding with a nice message. Like I normally don't like acknowledge them. Like maybe I'll say something snarky sometimes.
But he emailed me back, and he was like,
That's me, bro.
He was like, you know what? Actually, I respect that. Thanks, Brooke. I'm going to keep listening to your show. And I'm like, okay.
Most of them just want to have a conversation, and they just feel out of the conversation. That's part of their way of like, I'm here. Does anyone even care about me? Like that's
100%. It's sad though. It's like really sad. I see these comments. I'm like, go outside and kick a ball. Like it will make you feel better. I promise. Every day right now, the first thing I do is I make my bed. I go outside either on a run, jog, walk, something, get outside. And it makes my day like so much better. Like just the levels are just much different and I don't touch my phone until I get back, and then I start making breakfast. And that has like changed literally everything for me. Those people need to do that. Go outside.
Well, and so many times we've talked about it before. So many times people's first thing when they get up is to just, let's start scrolling.
That messed me up. That messed me up bad. Especially like right after the breakup, I would scroll and people are just making like edits of us. And I'm like, really? Like you think this is going to make me feel better? Thank you for making these edits that have hundreds of thousands of likes of all our cute moments in black and white with rain. I'm like, I'm so healed right now. Thanks.
Okay. Well, I don't want to go, you share as much as you'd like to be comfortable with.
Yeah, absolutely.
living such a public life online with a significant other and sharing obviously moments that are special and things like that. And then to go through such a public breakup. And like you said, people are invested. They're making, these compilation videos of like your relationship, and they're obviously mourning something too. But it's just like you going through a breakup period sucks. Like it is full stop. It's the worst. Right. But having it magnified on this big platform, going through that has to be even harder.
Oh yeah, that was by far the worst pain I've ever gone through. Like I've never experienced anxiety, panic attacks, anything. And then when we broke up, like I was gonna check myself into a mental hospital. I was freaking. I mean, I was like scared to drive. I was scared to like have panic attacks on the road, and I was just always anxious. My adrenaline was always kicking, and yeah, it was just the worst pain I've ever experienced. I just could not wish that on my worst enemy. Breakups definitely suck, like really, really bad. I smile now because I'm like slowly in that upside of
I was
realizing I did everything I could, and like it just it didn't work out.
I was gonna ask, I feel like in a breakup or in ending a relationship, you always there's a lesson at the end of it usually. Have you learned anything from that?
Yeah, I think I learned that like I didn't love myself, so like how could someone else love me, if that makes sense? I put like all my emotions on her and like my friends, and I don't know, I just wasn't like there mentally. So when she was gone, it was like, wow, what am I? So now I'm learning how to like literally do everything. I feel like a toddler. I'm learning how to cook and clean and just like be an adult, do things by myself. It definitely teaches you like there's a lot of things that someone else did that you didn't realize like in the moment. But yeah, it's just I'm learning how to love myself right now. I've never had to do it. Now that I'm forced to do it, I'm either gonna fall down or let it be a cool story I tell one day. So
broken relationships, we've talked about not just this relationship but friendships, and you strike me as a very loyal person.
Try.
Yeah, and I don't want it just to be like the positive, but I just want to encourage you and say, man, there's like, I think loyalty is rare. There's so much transactional relationship. And so then how do you, as a person who's hardwired with this loyalty, how do you walk through that kind of process, and how do you deal with, there's two questions, but how do you deal with transactional people? Like, so when you feel like you meet people and like, man, I'm like in it just because I love you, and it's like there's no really strings attached, I'm just here, versus this like transactional do you find, how do you deal with that?
I feel like recently I've been a lot better about choosing who I stick with and who's around me. Yeah, I think like now I have a small group of dudes that I hang out with. Bo right here, Drew, you, David. Like some of my friends they have like normal 9-to-5s. They're not doing like the whole like social media thing and the singing, but like it's just grounding. They're there for me. They like actually want to see me win, and I can feel it. They've never wanted anything out of me. They're just
we almost died on a stack of wood cheering for your single release.
Bro, when my song came out, like it's just very I don't know, I can feel the love and it's just real, it's authentic. There's no strings attached. Maybe before, I think I just like wanted to be approved so bad. So I would put myself in situations where I know that friends didn't really give that much of a crap about me. Hopefully that's not that much of a red flag there, but they just like didn't have my best interest, but I was so desperate for people to like want me around that I would just put up with it. So now I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to choose who I keep around, and I don't know, I'm just like I really love people. I don't know, I find connection the best thing to exist. So not having a ton of it just is, it's weird.
Yeah, it's a unique group of guys like that I'm watching form. And one of the things that I observe with you guys and the friendships that you have is it's not like I think I look at, I break down mechanics of things. I'm like, okay, this is rare. Like, this is rare. Like, that night when we were celebrating, it's like, it wasn't because of something. It's like everyone was kind of being selfless in general. And it was not because it was all the perfect scenario. It's like, man, here's what I take it as. I don't care, and I'm not going to be transactional even if other people are. But everybody's made that decision. And so then everyone's laid down there like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of feelings. And it's just like real. And I think that's super rare. And it's sad that that's rare. But I crave that. You know, I think the world craves that. Is they really craving real relationships that are just actually loyal and loving. And
1,000%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I've learned also like through, you know, losing a lot of friends, losing this like relationship, family's everything. Like that's something that's not going away. It's like my family has my back. And I don't know, I crave human connection so much. It's just like, I enjoy it. So.
Yeah. Blood is thicker than water. And it's always like, I think that's why the enemy tries to attack family so much, and the people that, even if there's struggles, it's like, man, we're just committed to family. I want that for the church, you know, and I think that's where a part of, not to bring it back to that, but at the same time, that's part of my frustration is like, man, I want, and I see a lot of that like selfless kind of, I've got your back regardless family outside of the church. And I yearn for that inside the church, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, man, it's just a really cool thing. I think that maybe you realize how special it is. Maybe you don't, but like, I think you just show up that way. You just show up of like, I'm going to be selfless about it. I'm going to treat you like family. And I think that's contagious. And it doesn't happen. Well, I'll be that when someone's like that to me, I think. Yeah. I feel that way. But just showing up like, irregardless, this is who I am and this is my conviction I have, I think is beautiful.
That's the thing. Like, even that night that you're talking about, all you guys coming over to celebrate my song, like half of those people I don't even know that well. I mean, but all of them are there at 11 p.m. waiting for the song to drop, and I show up and, you know, there's 20 guys ready to celebrate something that was about losing friends. And here I am with a new group of friends that don't really know me that well, but they showed up with nothing in return other than just to celebrate me. So I was like, wow, the community here is just,
well, and I just feel like that's just like a sentiment of like who God is, right? Like, you're mourning a season of loss and he's gifting you with a season of new beginnings. And I just
everything.
Yeah. Well, and I see like we have a lot of similarities in our story from what I hear from you right now, because I lived in LA for a while and all the things. But I feel like, you know, there's a difference between a friend that's going to take you out on Hollywood Boulevard, throw you in an Uber because they don't want to deal with you anymore, send you home and hope you get there safely, than the one that's like, you know what, we actually shouldn't be here right now. Let's leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That sounds like a girl thing for sure. So I don't have too many guy friends that are sending me in an Uber.
But I mean, it just like the sentiment of like a friend who like, I can't be bothered with you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And how we, like you said, you do things in your life where you are trying to seek approval from other people and you almost idolize them. Like you make them an idol in your life and you're like, okay, well, I need to do what I can to please this person or get the approval from this person, instead of having friends that will say, yeah, I have work at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, but I'm going to show up and hang out with you at 11 p.m. at night. And you know what I mean? And be there for you. No questions asked.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Community is so important. And how old are you?
24.
24. Okay. So at 24.
I feel like 85, to be honest.
Why?
I've just lived, I've lived so much life. Like, and it's messed me up, honestly. Like, it messed me up so bad. Like, going from being a plumber in my hometown to Hype House, and then from Hype House we were doing the reality show, and then I lived with so many people, and then the girlfriend, and now I live in Tennessee with no one that I like knew, and life got super slow, and now it's like very calm. I'm not touring right now or anything, and it's just like, it was like a post super high depression where I was just like so beat up for a while. I'm learning to love it now, and I'm like in a much better place. But yeah,
I think those quiet seasons are some of the best, because I feel like you learn so much in those. And, you know, we've been talking about how you're kind of like early in your walk and like learning, you know, everything that goes along with it. But like right now, as someone who says that they're early in their walk with Christ, what are some things that you're doing to grow closer to God? Like, what are some of those ways that you're learning?
Try praying every day. I just like, whether it's good, bad, I just want to talk. I feel like that has been the biggest thing, is not only going to God when like I need something. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people do naturally, which is, I don't want to say wrong, but it's just like, he also wants to hear the good things, and obviously can see it, but it's nice when you communicate it. So I've been every day just praying and talking, and sometimes I'll be eating a meal and I'm just like, what are you doing today, God? Like just trying to, I don't know, keep it close and make him feel like friendly, and that's been really helpful for me.
So important to have those conversations, just normal conversations. We've talked about before how people feel like they have to have these like, dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thou art so good. You know what I mean? Like you feel like you have to have this like weird.
I used to have a friend a long time ago, and I would like bring humor when I was talking to God, and he's like, God doesn't have humor. I'm like, God created humor. What do you mean? Like, but he has humor. So like, I just try and make it, I don't know, it doesn't like need to be a thing. I think just bringing it in my everyday life, whether it's good, bad, awesome, horrible, like just
he wants it all.
Yeah, he wants it all. He just wants to be involved.
The Holy Spirit is, helper, friend, comforter. Like he's a person. It's not like this. The Holy Spirit, the person of the Holy Spirit. And I had to go through a whole season because I kind of like grew up in church, and you become so familiar with it. I went through a season of like talking to the Holy Spirit like he was in the seat next to me, like all the time, to reframe my brain. And I think it's a really good practice for anybody who feels going through the rhythms with God. It's like, hey, buddy. How you doing? So, and actually having the laughs with him and just sharing, like just talking out loud to a friend. It's so good. It refreshes, reframes such a needed process. And I remember doing that, and I was sitting in my car, and I'm just driving and I'm pulling out of this place, and I just am talking, and I'm like weeping because I feel him so close, like close and so much more real, but it's like an empty seat. And I'm like, just had this moment. If anyone saw me right now, they'd think, what is this guy doing? And I'm like, just having a conversation, just crying through the tears, talking to God. And I think there's something
like, this guy's on drugs right now.
Yeah, dude, it's 100%. It could have been, but it wasn't. It was something so much deeper, and it was something so much real. And I think that is just such an important process, that God is your friend. He created us for not, it's not a monologue, it's a dialogue. Like literally he's dying to have a conversation with us. He died to have a conversation, to bridge the gap, the chasm that separated us from him. So it's beautiful, man. What do you say to him? What are some of the things you say to him? When you joke with him, when you have a bit of banter with God?
Right now I'm learning how to cook. That's been a big thing for me. I've never cooked in my life. So like, I'll be, just like cutting up meat or something. I'm like, so this is what you had planned for me? Like, this is, am I on the path right now? You want me to be cooking in the middle of this time? I want to be touring, I thought I was going to propose this year. Like, what are we doing? I just laugh about it because I'm like, I'm in an apartment now. I've lived in the craziest of houses with elevators, 5 stories, 20,000 square foot houses. And like, now I'm in an apartment by myself, and it's lonely, but like, I laugh about it now, and I'm just like, okay, I asked you to change my life. I said, I was like, I want to follow your path. And the unfortunate truth was, you're doing that. You're just stripping all the things away that I needed to push away myself. And like, that's been, I can laugh about it now because I'm finally like feeling better, and I see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm like, okay, wow. So when I asked you to like change my life, I didn't mean like ruin it. I didn't mean like take everything I love, but
also how much salt I put in this pasta.
I'm like, what are we doing? But no, I try and just talk often, and because it's like right now a lot of my friends have like normal 9-to-5 jobs, which is like really cool. And I'm sorry, I say that because like I haven't had friends that have had like 9-to-5 jobs in years, because I lived with all my friends like all day. We are just doing whatever we're doing, but I have a lot of time now to just be by myself, and I'm choosing to love it instead of hate it. I did at the beginning. It was the worst time of my life, and again, I don't wish that type of pain on anyone, but now I'll just like sit around and so what's next, God? Like, you going to throw another curveball at me? And then I'm like, wait, just kidding. Like, I don't want to test your power. Let's not test that.
That's great.
I am just, I don't know. I feel like we've always on the podcast had people come in and tell their, testimonies and where they are. And and it's always kind of figured out so far. Right. And I love that you're sort of at this beginning of this like new, new chapter of your life where you're figuring things out. You've been forced pretty much into isolation. You're starting over, and new beginnings are scary, but they're exciting. And I'm just thinking like forward to like 2 years from now. I can't wait to have you back on the podcast to be like, hey, remember when we were crying over that girl? And now it's way better than you could have ever imagined.
Yeah. No, it is crazy. Like, I mean, life really does just hit you like a train sometimes. Like when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
Combs, he knows it.
Luke.
But yeah, it's been just such a journey of loneliness. But like, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
There's a simplicity though that I love. And I think if you think the juxtaposition between a lot of conversations we have here is a lot of them are overcomplicated. Here's my here's the theory that I developed out of this, which is really good. There's a lot of depth to it. There's a lot of, but I think what's confronting and what's kind of coming up in me right now is like, man, we overcomplicate a ton of crap. Like we just make it
like we as in like the population or like you specifically?
Me, yes, me. Okay, fine, me. No, I think like even just like conversations in here, I think we as, okay, I'm going to speak for Christians just in general. I'll go out and say that I think Christianity complicates so many of the just humans, but like I think it's refreshing to hear like, yeah, my life went from 20,000 square feet to, 900 square feet. Praise God, I still got a sauna downstairs.
Like 1,300.
1,300 moves. Like, okay, you got one of the better ones, but no.
2-bedroom.
Yeah. Heck yeah, bro.
Not that bad, Mark, okay?
Yeah. Heck yeah. I love the simplicity of it and how refreshing. And it's just, that's the takeaway. It's like, man, sometimes I make it so complicated and I've got to be so deep and I have all the answers. And it's just like, you know what? The fact that there's a lot of shrinkage in my life right now.
Yeah.
Dude. Let me tell you this. Today, there's a perfect example of like how my life is changing. And I think it's really, really for the better.
Yeah.
I was on my daily walk. The sun was out. It was nice. I was with Drew.
Yes.
And we were walking on a soccer field and we looked at the grass and we were like, isn't God so good? Like, look how nice this grass is. The weather's perfect. And it was such a simple moment that brought me so much joy. And like, for a long time, it took a lot more than just nice grass and good weather to bring me joy. I mean, I've had the highest of highs. I've got to do so many things that not a lot of young 20-year-olds get to do. And now being stripped of everything I've ever loved and like having to start from zero, it was either going to take me in the direction of like, okay, you're just going to suck and you're going to be the worst version. You're going to get overweight. You're going to eat and do all the wrong things. Or I'm like, this is going to be a really cool story I tell one day. And I'm going to be grateful for the journey that it's going to like take to get there. And
so cool.
Now I don't know. I feel like I'm in a much better place.
Well, let's talk about Coachella last week.
Loved it.
But I mean, like,
I was on my grind.
Well, tell me about it. Cause like, obviously that's like, everything that you're saying. Now let's talk about Coachella and your experience last week. Like, how was it in this new era, Michael?
No, at first I didn't think I was going to go. I didn't have a pass or anything. But then like 2 days before, one of my friends who works at the label was like, I have you 2 artist bands. You're good to go. And I'm like, okay, now I need to figure out where to stay, like travel, all these things. Thank you 10K for covering my travel. And my project manager was going and he had some artists playing. So he was like, you can stay with me. Best experience ever. We woke up nice and early every day. We ran 6 miles, went to the gym, ate super healthy. I didn't drink the entire weekend, which normally like at Coachella, I'd be gone by 2 p.m. But I was just like, I'm in this new season of life. I want to just like really just attack being the best version. So, and it was also the first Coachella I didn't have FOMO, like not going to all the events around it. Normally there's like the Revolve Fest and Neon Carnival, all these like different events. And I didn't go to any this year. strictly because I was just like, I'm not drinking. I'm just kind of just here for the music and wanting to enjoy my time. And it was the best Coachella. Yeah, I was just so like locked in on, let's get as many steps as we can and eat healthy. And the only thing we had was coffees.
Did you give any fist bumps?
When you couple to some friends. No, it was nice. It was really nice because a lot of my friends from LA I haven't seen in a little bit of time. And they saw me and they're like, dude, you look a lot better. And that was just so motivating in the moment. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep this journey going because they're like, we love seeing your content right now of you just like choosing yourself and going in the right path. We can see it. You have a post-breakup glow. I'm like, I don't want that, but like sick. Like that's awesome. But it's motivating to like keep going in this progress and like knowing that other people can see it and enjoying it. So, but Coachella was lit.
Well, and I think too, like, you know how people always say like, oh, what's different about that person? They're like, oh, it's Jesus. Like, I don't think you should discount that too. Like,
100%.
Like you
I've got a couple of those in my comments. They said that Jesus glow. I was like,
yeah,
really?
Like
That's awesome.
Truly, like, I mean, I have never met you before. I know very small things about your stuff from online. And I don't, you feel light. Like you to me don't feel like you just went through this like existential breakup and like we're at the lowest pits of your life. Like you have life in your eyes. You feel light to
met
me.
2 months ago. 2 months ago, I was a wreck.
I mean, I think that's just a testament to what the Lord can do, you know, really can like turn your life around and give you purpose. Like going, like you said, on a walk and seeing green grass and be like, this is awesome.
It was amazing.
Like it's the best
playing
feeling.
Justin Bieber on the walk. I was like, it's Bieber season, dude.
Let's go.
It's such a Bieber season.
Touch some grass.
Go on a walk, hallelujah.
Rip some Bieber.
No, but yeah, I would definitely say like everything has made me so much more grateful recently.
It's awesome.
For the little things. It's all the small things. They add up. Also, a huge thing that got me through like a lot of the depression and the sadness is put exciting things in your calendar. It changed my life. Like every time, if there's a movie coming out or a show or I have a dinner with a friend or any, put it in the calendar. So naturally, like when you look, it's not like there's nothing going for you. You're like, oh, I have coffee with this person or this movie's going to come out. And like it keeps you consistently excited for something. And then eventually your calendar's just full of awesome things. Yeah. I found that very helpful for the people at home.
I love that.
Yeah.
And what would you say from a person that's kind of grown up in church? It's like, nah, not really for me. Feels like, you know, culty, religious, kind of organized religion is not for me. What would you say to somebody that's kind of had a not the best experience? Because that's your story. That's part of your testimony. Yeah. It's like, what would you, if you're you a year ago, okay, you in the middle of the hype house, say for example, or like, what would you say to you?
Jesus.
Yeah, bro, what would you say to you? What would have convinced you to at least open up the curiosity, interest again in God?
Well, what really like sparked it for me was when me and my ex started dating. I didn't believe in God. Like I was just like, I don't want to go down that road again. When my grandma passed away, we were just like, we're done with this. He wouldn't take someone like that. Like, and it just stopped us for a long time. But my ex is Christian, and she was like, you gotta love God if we're gonna be together. And I didn't for a long time because I was just like, I've had a horrible experience with church. I don't want to go back to that. And then I guess like more recently when we were like going through some struggles, I was like, you know what, like maybe bringing God into our relationship could be really good. And like, it will teach me more the man roles that I'm lacking. And I just kept going over time, and the community really changed it. Like I think in LA, I was very like, I don't know if I want to be around these people. Some of these people just feel weird to me. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be like judgmental.
Blood noses all the time.
Yeah. Like it was just, they're just doing lines and but it was just different. But then I started going to your church and I was just like, man, these people truly love Jesus. Like, and it's just on a different level than I've experienced. And then it made me just want to be a better person. I was like, I have all these convictions of like, just not wanting to do all, like even drinking and stuff. Like, I just don't find it exciting anymore. I'm sure I'll still have like drinks here and there, but it's not like, I don't know. It's just a whole different way of life. But I think getting into it is more just like, why? What makes you like want to love God? And for me, it was just like a lot of things of just, I need purpose. Like I am so lost trying to pave my own path. I think there's something better. And then when I started going to church, I was like, man, this feels like purpose. Like this feels like a good community. I love like what Christianity is, and like I want to go somewhere after this. Like I want to go to paradise, so try and be my best version here to make it there.
I mean, I'm just hearing you say about, you know, your grandma passing and you saying, no, they wouldn't, you know, God wouldn't take someone that good.
Yeah.
There are people in my life, I'm sure there's people watching and listening to this podcast that have similar or maybe the same exact, you know, experience with being mad at God for, you know, taking someone so good. Yeah. And working through those emotions and stepping into church for the first time. Was that a wrestle for you, or was it?
At first, I was maybe slightly uncomfortable, just like the thought of like, okay, I'm going to try this again. But no, I think I was like finally at a place where I'm like, you know what, I need God. Like, I really need it. And it's nice knowing that that he loves everyone. Like you go into church and, you know, the things that you've done don't matter. It's like if you really love Jesus and you just want to be there and like actually love, it's different. So I didn't feel as bad, but it was a little off at first. I was like, oh God, here we go. I got this. And then I was like, wait, the songs are good. The music is so good. The worship is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Well, I mean, I just have to say thank you for being open and honest about your walk and your relationship with God and how it's growing. And I'm excited for you. Like I said, I can't wait to talk to you again in 2 years and talk about the cool things that God is having. But I had Galatians 6:9 written down, and I wanted to share it with you because I feel like it really kind of talks about all the things that we are. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. So if I could just encourage you, don't give up. Galatians 6:9.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I needed to hear that one.
So don't go weary in doing good.
It's definitely, some days I wake up and I'm like, all right, you're on a good road. Keep going. It's doing something. And like, every day I see the progress and I feel a lot better.
Yeah. Don't grow weary in doing good. Well, we like to end the podcast with just prayer. So is there anything in this season of life right now that we can pray for you for?
Oh man, you got 30 more minutes of
sure
time
do.
Let it flip. Let it flip. Let it rip.
Let it rip.
I think just I still like battles sometimes because I just love human connection, and sometimes waking up alone is still like really sucky. I don't like it. So like there's great times about this like alone, and I'm learning to enjoy it, but there are the moments where I'm like, it'd be nice to come home to someone. So maybe like being okay with the calm and this season of me would be helpwhelpful.
Yeah.
Some quality DMs.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, we are not welcoming those right now.
Whoa.
Absolutely not.
Bonus. No.
It's quality DMs.
No, I'm joking, but I just think you're a great guy, and I think you know, God's got the perfect partner for you, and I think this is a really cool season of bringing a full, whole, complete self to another whole, complete.
I think that's what this time is the most. Actually, I've been thinking about that. I'm like, I just want to be the absolute best version of myself and be the man that like I want to be someone's dream man. So like, I won't find my dream girl unless I'm her dream man. So like, I'm trying to just like take this season to build myself all this armor. So I'm like, I'm just prepared for life. So I just want to be a good dad. Like those are the things I look forward to in life. So.
And you will be. You will be.
Appreciate it. Trying.
Absolutely. You want to pray us out?
Let's do it. God, we just thank you for Michael. We thank you for this conversation. God, we just thank you. We're so full of gratitude for what you're doing in his life and through and the man he's becoming. I just pray right now, God, for this, specifically the person that you have in mind for him, this marriage, this wife, this partner, this just purpose you have, and just the plan and the journey that you have him on right now. I just pray that you would bless him and encourage him, and that you would just continue to surround him with the best community to keep encouraging him, to love on him, and for him to just find just such a deep purpose in that. So God, I just thank you for supernaturally guiding this process in this season. Keep him safe. Lord, I just thank you that the joy of the Lord is our strength. God, I thank you that's true for Michael. God, I just pray strengthen him. Continue to strengthen him with the joy of the Lord, not just the joy of the world or the joy of moments, but the joy of the Lord. God, we thank you and we speak that in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Love you, mate.
Love you guys. Thank you. Yeah, this was nice.